Peace, 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 family. Welcome back to another Saturday book review. My name is Michael Jordan, aka the Sirius Alchemist. Got another book review for you this Saturday. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everybody that's been getting the readings. I appreciate y'all. Today's book review, I'm going to go into a little bit of magic, a little bit of science. And this is a real good one. I've had this book now probably 10, 15 years. I've been studying it for a long time, excuse me. And still haven't quite mastered it, but I am starting to understand. And the book I'm talking about is Magic, White and Black, The Science of Finite and Infinite Life, containing practical hints for students of occultism by Franz Hartmann. Family, this right here is a jewel. This is a jewel in the rough, especially if you're into magic, if you're into the esoteric sciences, you know what I'm saying? Then this book is for you. Magic, Black and White, The Science of Finite and Infinite Life, containing practical hints for students of occultism. This book ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's advanced, some advanced information. But if studied, it can be understood, and if used in the right way, you can create anything you want to create for yourself. If you understand how magic really works. And I ain't talking about no sleight of the hand bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about that sleight of the hand. I'm talking about real de jure magic, right? So as I do, family, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to read some. They ain't got nothing on the back, so I guess I can't read nothing from the back. But I'm going to give y'all a little introduction to this book because this book is worth getting. I think I paid $21 or something like this for this book. But family, book is worth every penny. Franz Hartmann, again, Magic, Black and White. And you can see all the tabs, how I've been in there. You know what I'm saying? And this book just blew my mind when I first got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wasn't adept on a lot of the spiritual sciences, you know what I'm saying? But this book really helped me to understand and help me along my path. So hopefully someone else, I hear something that I read from here, and this book can help them along their path, because that's what I'm here for, to help those along, you know, the spiritual path that may need some assistance, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm here for. To those of you who might be new tuning into the channel, you know what I'm saying? If you like the content, please smash that like button for me and hit that subscribe button. That's important because that helped me get in the algorithms and also helps my channel grow. So I appreciate to those of you that are new here. Okay, so on page 28 in Magic, Black and White, White and Black, there's some pretty profound information here. So I think it's about a paragraph. And as y'all know, if y'all been watching my book reviews, y'all know I like to read a little something out of there. So hopefully it'll spark something in somebody to go get the book so they can read the work for themselves. Because like I said, you reading the work is going to do more justice than I could ever do it, you reading it for yourself. But anyway, it says many useful discoveries have been made through the power of intuition, assisted by a strong intellect. Some seem to have been made by the aid of the intuition which comes from the devil. And their results are still a curse to mankind. For centuries, the learned professions have been thriving on human suffering, and many of their followers, mistaking the low for the high, have dethroned the God of humanity and worshiped the fetish of self in its place. The fear of an illusory devil external to man has served to swell the money bags of Brahmins and priests, while the real internal devils residing in the animal nature of man were allowed to grow and fester. For centuries, many of the appointed servants of the Supreme have only served the golden calf, residing in their animal nature, feeding their followers with false hopes of immortality and speculating on the selfish propensities of men to obtain material profits for their own selves. Those to whom humanity looks for protection against bodily ills and who therefore, more than anybody else, should understand the real constitution of man, usually experiment with the delusions. Physical form to seek the cause of disease, being ignorant of the fact that the form is the expression of life, the product of the soul, and that external effects cannot be effectually changed without changing the internal causes. Many of them refusing to believe in soul seek the cause of disease in its external expression, where it does not exist. Diseases are the necessary results of disobedience to the laws of nature. They are the consequences of sins that cannot be forgiven, but must be atoned for by acting again in accordance with natural laws. In vain will the ignorant ask the guardians of health for their assistance to cheat the law of nature out of its dues. Physicians may restore health by restoring the supremacy of the law, but as long as they know only an infinitesimal part of the law, they can only cure an infinitesimal part of the disease afflicting mankind. They can often only suppress the manifestations of one disease by calling another and more serious one into existence. In vain will such investigators seek for the cause of epidemic diseases in place where such causes may be propagated, but where they are not created. The soul of the earth in which such causes reside cannot be seen with microscopes. It can only be recognized by a man whose spiritual perceptions have been awakened by the awakening into consciousness of his interior self. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's real, family, is what's on the inside. You know what I'm saying? This flesh that we live in, it has a beginning and an end. It has a beginning date, it has an end date. But the soul and spirit always was and always will be. It always existed and always will. There's nothing more, there's nothing that can change that. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's some powerful stuff, family, when you think about it. Because a lot of us get so wrapped up in this flesh that we believe that this flesh is really us. When it is us in a sense, but there's a part of us that's eternal, that's immortal, right? And this part of us, this flesh part of us, this meat suit, I like to call it, this meat suit, you know what I'm saying? This meat suit is not, it has an end date, put it that way. It has an end date. So for me, I rather connect with the external, because I like to call myself an ordinary man studying extraordinary knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because this, to me, this knowledge is extraordinary. There's nothing greater, in my opinion. All right, and I want to read this other powerful paragraph in here too, family. Just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for the season. But I'm going to read this other paragraph and hope y'all, can hear the jewels in here. What does modern medical science know of the constitution of man, whose life and safety is made to depend on that knowledge? It knows the form of the body, the arrangement of muscles and bones and organs, and it calls these constituent parts by names which it invented for the purpose of distinction. Having no supersensual perceptions, it does not know the soul of man, but believes that his body is the essential man. If its eyes were open, it would see that this visible body is only the material kernel of the immaterial. But nevertheless, substantial real man, whose soul essence radiates far into space and whose spirit is without limits, they would know that in the life principle in whose existence they do not believe resides sensation, perception, consciousness, and all the causes that produce growth of the form. Excuse me. Laboring under their fatal mistake, they attempt to cure that which is not sick, while the real patient is unknown to them. Wow, that was deep, family. I'm going to read that one more time. Laboring under their fatal mistake, they attempt to cure that which is not sick, while the real patient is unknown to them. Under such circumstances, it is not surprising that the most enlightened physicians of our time have expressed the opinion that our present system of medicine is rather a curse than a blessing to mankind. And I didn't say that. That's what they said in the book, page 29. Magic, White and Black, The Science of the Finite and Infinite. Get the book. Under such circumstances, it is not surprising that the most enlightened physicians of our time have expressed the opinion that our present system of medicine is rather a curse than a blessing to mankind, and that our drugs and medicines do vastly more harm than good because they are continually misapplied. This is an assertion which has often been made by their own most prominent leaders. The ideal physician of the future is he who knows the true constitution of man and who is not led by elusive external appearances, but has developed his interior powers of perception to enable him to examine into the hidden causes of all external effects. To him, the acquisitions of material science are not the guides, but only the assistants. His guide will be his knowledge and not his belief. His knowledge will endow him with faith, which is a power acting upon that part of man that cannot be reached by the administration of drugs. If our medical students were to apply a part of the time which they employ for the student, if our medical students were to apply a part of the time which they employ for the study of certain external sciences which are practically useless for them for the development of their interior perception, they will become able to see certain processes within the organisms of man, which are at present to them a mere matter of speculation, and which are not discoverable by any physical means. But even the modern physician acts wiser than he knows. He may say that he does not believe in faith, and yet it is faith, and only faith, that upholds him and by which he exists. Because if men had no faith in him, they would not employ him. If his patients did not believe that he could not benefit them, they would not follow his directions. A physician without intuition, having no faith in himself, and in whom no one else has any faith, is perfectly useless. As a physician, no matter how much he may have learned in schools, there is nothing whatever that can be accomplished without the power of faith, and there is no faith possible without knowledge. We can only accomplish that of which we are confident that we can accomplish it. And we can only be truly confident if we know by experience that we have the power to do it. And family, that's what magic does. It gives you the power to do anything. And again, family, I keep stressing, I'm not talking about no sleight of the hand magic. I'm talking about legitimate, de jure magic. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about here. So get this book, because this book got a lot of jewels in it. Like I said, I had this book 10, 15 years now. I think about maybe about 15. I would say about 15 years. And I still got so much to learn from this book. I mean, shit, I could live to be 100 years old and read this book every day and still not got every jewel out of here that there is to get. So that's why I do these book reviews. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can get the book and study it for yourself and can't nobody fool you on nothing. Franz Hartmann, Magic, White and Black, The Science of Finite and Infinite Life, containing practical hints for students of occultism. Family, this is a jewel to get. Put it in your library. You know what I'm saying? My name is Michael Jordan, AKA the Sirius Alchemist. If you would like a reading from me, I'm gonna leave my email down in the description box. And if you would like to be notified every time I drop a new video, hit that little bell on the side. Every time I drop a new video, you'll be notified, family. So until the next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.